Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic medium. Today we're going to be talking politics, and I've got my good friend Sibyl Harmony here. How are you, Sibyl? How you doing today?
Great. I'm so excited to be here and to be chatting with you and see all your amazing followers here. Or what do you call
Yes.
them? I'm sorry, your group. Uh, I know you have lots of groups that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. We're happy that you're here. We know that we're still in crazy town apparently, but there's really good things. I'm pretty happy that Arizona, the woman in Arizona, won that race, and now Congress is at
Oh, she won
218.
already.
I think she did, and then I think that that's going to help us. What everybody's really focused on is the e-files, right? And I kind of feel like I'm thrilled to have them. I'm thrilled for Congress to actually get together and do something that would represent the will of the people. I think that would be amazing. But I'm not sure that there's everything in the e-files. I think a lot of it's going to be redacted. I mean, do you feel like we're going to see some surprising, just wow information when they vote to publicize those?
I haven't looked at that, but what I am seeing is that uh, Mega Mike cannot hold back this tsunami
There you go.
of information that's like a giant wave is crashing down on him. And
Yeah.
he's still, even like when I looked at him a couple of days ago, was like, no, we're he always thinks, well, and I believe parts of him actually wants to believe that, oh, everything's okay, he didn't do anything. And you can't. There was even a statue erected, I think, in Washington D.C. of Epp and the orange
Yeah.
one, or whatever you want to call them. I mean, people know that even, there was a recent, I don't want to really get into that unless you want, that's a whole other thing. CK, the guy who was killed, he wanted to release them. I mean, a lot of people have
Right.
been killed over this. It's
That's right. That's
huge.
true.
And then they go, well, the Democrats didn't release it. Well, we're trying to release it now. We're doing it now. So should we just forever just go, okay, no crimes? So I mean, it's huge. And Mega Mike cannot stop this tsunami. And I think, how many do they only have one extra seat now
Yeah.
after this
I don't
lady wins?
You
Do
guys
they
let
have
us
one?
know, because I don't know if they have one or if we're tied. Well, they probably have one because it's the
Yes.
VP gets to do the tie breaking, right?
And
Um, yeah. But even
yeah, and
if
then
it's
Massey,
redacted,
what?
go ahead.
Massey,
Yes, he's
MTG,
another
and,
one.
and Bobart, of all people,
Yes, and
um,
MTG. Yes,
are
yes,
voting to release. So, I mean, do you
yes.
think it's going to be released?
The
All the
tide is.
information? They're
Well, I
probably
think they're
they're,
good.
they're they're covering it up. They're going to try to redact it, of
Right,
course.
they're going to redact it, right? But they are going to release something. I think that a lot of the stuff we want to see, we think we're going to see, we're not going to see. But that's okay, because like you said, I think you brought up a bigger point, and that is that the speaker Johnson, he's under the gun. This is happening against his will. So clearly there's something in there that they don't want us to see, right? So I think he's losing power. This is him literally losing his grip on a speakership, I think.
Yeah, I think there's part of it that's so big when I was looking at it before that we're never going to know everything.
Right.
It goes into other countries, it goes into diplomats, and there's part of it that like, and are we going to know everything about Taco? I don't know what you call them, 45 or what. Okay, but I'm pulling some cards here.
While you pull cards, I want to say hey to Kevin's Loving Vibrations is here.
Oh,
And I
hey.
want to say thank you to all the moderators who always show up and help us out. And thank you guys, all the viewers who show up and help us out. If you're new here and you don't know Sibyl Harmony, please check out her YouTube channel. Her website is sibylharmony.com. She's got some classes coming up, as do I. So Yeah. Did you pull some cards or did you
I
did I
did.
distract you?
I did. And it looks like at first some is going to come out. There's a spy in the camp. So they're trying to hold on to this. But
Nice.
then here's the spy in the camp. Somebody's coming forward, a hero.
Whistleblower?
Now, what?
Whistleblower, spy in the camp, okay.
Yep, yep. And at first they're going to release some, but it's not going to be everything. But then there you go. I mean, it's not going to ever be, we may not ever know everything, but that's going to be quite a bit, quite a
Yeah,
bit. And I feel
that
like
is
that
quite a bit.
involves, what's his name? The current, what do you call him?
Whatever you want to call them, 45, taco,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
I'm spicy this week, so there's no telling what's going to come out of my mouth. Thank God I'm on my channel. I'm not over here going to, mess up your channel. Yeah. Yeah, it's you're the whistleblower. And so I think Sibyl is 100% right. Like you saw that card of just abundance. It's abundance of stuff that's going to come out. And I think that it is the files are going to be one shot across the bow. But I keep thinking about all those victims, the women, and maybe now we're probably going to get some men that were boys at that time. Those are the ones who have the real deal, and they've given depositions. I mean, that stuff is out there. That's legal. That's under the perjury, conviction of perjury if they lie. I think that's going to be, maybe that's the spy in the camp. Maybe they send it to us. We get all these redacted parts that are blocked, and the victims go, I can fill in the blanks. Let me fill in the blanks. Line number 34, it's this person. That's what I'm talking about. So maybe it's a 1-2 punch,
Yeah. Yeah. As I just looked at him now at how is Mega Mike doing, and I see him kind of in a panic.
Nice.
He's like like running down the hall, like, can I go in this door? Can I go in that door?
That.
Like, where do I hide?
Nice.
Because I think they're on break now, right?
Either that or they just came back. Yeah, they're probably on break. Yeah.
Well, but he's trying to hide because, and this is coming for him, and he's just, denial is not a river in Egypt. You can't. They think they're going to somehow get over this, and I even think that or my guides are showing me that Taco is starting to realize really about getting booed and statues being put up against him and all this is going on. He's really starting to realize that he's really not doing as good as maybe they were telling him he was.
Oh.
And he is now saying, well, maybe we should, help Ukraine. We'll see how long that lasts, 1 week or 2 days till he changes his mind again. But at least he started coming out saying that, we should help Ukraine, or
he's just looking. He's looking for any foothold he can get.
Yeah,
he's going to try it all. He's going to try to appease anybody and everybody. But we all know he's lying. I mean, nobody trusts him anymore. I think he's coming to this realization a little too late.
Yeah, it was like, gee, I finally figured it out. He actually said that. I mean, really? You're just now figuring this out? Since when? When did this start, this war? He's just now figuring out that Russia's not going to stop. Oh my God. You just now figured that out. Isn't that your job? Oh my God.
His job is to make money for himself. That's what he thinks his job is.
Well, yeah.
It's all about the grift. I have not read on this yet because I think it's a moving target. But the question is, what do we see with the government shutdown? Will it impact Social Security? I mean, I get yes. It's going to impact something. Is going to impact Social Security. But it is the energy does feel like a moving target. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel settled to me personally. What do you get on that? Do you get anything on that?
I'm going to pull some cards. I look psychically, but then I'm using the cards to give me more information.
And Emma says the government shutdown does not affect Social Security. So that's interesting because I feel like Social Security could have some sort of delay or interruption, may not
Oh,
have anything to do with the government shutdown, but it feels like there could be a delay. It also feels like it could be sporadic, like this state or this region, but not those regions. What did you get?
oh, I didn't know we were asking, will it
No,
affect
no, I just, you can
security?
ask about the shutdown. I just wanted to clarify that Emma said it doesn't affect the shutdown, or the shutdown doesn't affect Social Security.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so thank you for that, Emma. I thought we were just asking, is there going to be a shutdown?
Yes, let's ask that. That's perfect.
Yeah, looks like, I mean, because when I go to look at, I'm like, who am I looking at? What's his name? The Hakeem Jeffrey.
Jeffries? Hmm.
Well, it looks like I saw him this morning saying, we're not gonna, they have to fix the Medicare. We're gonna fight. So I feel like he's sending out the memo to the left, and he's talking. Looks like he's pretty like he's in his stance of like, no, we're throwing the, he's throwing out the memo. Here's what we're doing. He said that he was going to do that, and now that, so it looks like he's going to stay in that. Looks like we're going to possibly walk off the cliff here. Here's the
Oh,
pool.
okay. Yeah.
We might. When does the shutdown happen?
I don't know.
Okay. It looks like they're going to be working on it. What is Mega Mike doing? Let's see.
That's the question right there. October 1. Thank you, Barbara.
Biting his fingernails.
But why do you think he's biting his fingernails? Because I don't think it's about the shutdown. I think you keep tapping into an energy of some sort of, energy coming for him.
Yeah, I just feel like it's really discombobulated, like if some kid were on a piano going boom, 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 making noise,
Yeah.
like he's
Right.
all over the
Is it a
freaking place because
distraction?
the the uh the guy in the head seat is out of, it's chaotic.
Right.
So you could say one, he says one thing one day, and then Meg, well, yes, he's an FBI informant. Oh no, we didn't mean
I
that.
know. Right.
It's just like, yeah.
So do you see? So here's the thing. If no budget's agreed by September 30th, then we have a shutdown October 1st. I would just say that I feel there's a 70% chance, maybe even a 75% chance that they shut the government down. I understand that there's factions on both sides that actually don't want to shut it down, but there's other factions that are just kind of, the words I'm getting is hell bent on shutting it down. So 75%. But then I think the most important question is, how long is it shut down? Because it can be shut down for 24 hours and probably not bother us. In the scheme of things, we're going to get through that, right? If it's shut down for a week or a month, well, then we got big problems. I think that's really the question here, is not whether it's going to get shut down, but how much of an impact will a potential shutdown have on us. So
Yeah.
do you see, Sibyl, do you see this being, if it does shut down, do you see this being something that's remedied pretty quickly, or does it feel harder and longer? Like, does it just feel like an effort?
It doesn't feel hard and long.
Right, I agree.
It feels like a game of chicken. You don't need a psychic to tell you that, because they do this every time. And then whoever shuts it down usually ends up backing off. But that's the past. We're in a new energy now. Well, let me ask, is this going to be days, hours, weeks, months? I'm getting weeks.
Whew, that's still long. Yikes.
How many
Okay.
weeks? Maybe a week and a half or two.
Okay.
And that's just where it is now. And that could change because there's so many players and they're all running around doing something else. So
Yeah.
it's hard to predict. But Taco, or 45, whatever, he does not care.
Oh no, he doesn't care.
He enjoys a good fight.
Yeah.
and holding on
Suffer. He likes suffering.
till we annihilate you. That's what he's all about, control. He
That's
doesn't
right.
care if people get hurt or whatever happens, as long
Right.
as he has control. So he is
Right.
not going to give in. He'd rather run it off the cliff. I
That's
don't
right.
know that Hakeem Jeffries or Johnson they don't want to do that, because they actually want to keep their jobs, and they're not just, they're just, I feel like they might try to. Now, I'm interested, will Johnson go against the president? Because I feel like
That is a good question right there.
yeah, because he'll rather just hold on for forever and not he doesn't care if it gets funded. What does he
No.
care?
But he cares about something. You picked up on it. Something has him running for cover. Someone or something has him running for cover. And I don't, like you said, he doesn't care about the things the Americans care about. He doesn't care about the shutdown. He doesn't care about democracy. He cares about jail. He cares about prison. He cares. Johnson. Look, really, do you think he cares honestly about his reputation? I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed. I don't think he really cares. I think the only thing he cares about now is his own money or going to jail. What's that?
Did he break the law? How did he break the law?
I'm saying that is he running? Did he break the law? And that's why what's got him scared?
Okay.
Why would he be scared?
I feel like those two work something out.
Okay.
They're going to work
Jeffries
something
and
out.
Johnson, or Johnson and Trump?
Johnson and Hakeem are going to work something out.
Okay.
Will he go against Taco? I feel like he will. He has to, because
I would love that.
He has to, somewhat, not a lot, but just, his way of like, well.
Yeah, that's how he does it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're not really gonna do this, but we're gonna do, this, kind of make it like, because he can't have it. He can't be, neither one of them really want to. I feel like Hakeem is stronger. The Democrats are stronger than they've been before. I mean, they're standing up more. Hakeem's finally taken a stand on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So you think that Johnson may indeed stand up against Trump. So now we have Massey, MTG of all people. I think Lauren Boebert and a few others who are kind of starting to turn against their own cult leader. I mean, Massey's been against him from the get-go, but to have MTG come out and say and take the stances that she's taken, I think this is heartening, because I think this is how we get where we need to go. Congress starts turning against him, then the pressure's on him, and either he goes out one of three ways. He goes to the great hamburger restaurant in the sky. He goes out in a white, in a jacket, a straight jacket, or he steps down, or 25th Amendment. But Rand Paul too, right? Those libertarians are really coming together, and they don't want this budget. They don't want this crazy high budget. These libertarians don't.
So what was the question? What was it?
No, we were just talking about whether it's going to pass and whether or not these people are turning against Trump.
Oh, whether they're turning against him.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of them are going to end up quitting or not being reelected. Some of them are kind of like going, you're talking to somebody and they're not looking at you. They're like, how do I get out of here? They're like that. Like, can I get out of here now? Because it's just going to continue. I mean, did you see that United Nations address?
Y'all, I watched just a tiny bit of it because I cannot listen to him. It's so embarrassing. And then Fox News coming on, Jesse Waters, and saying we should bomb the UN or something because the escalator didn't work. Fox News?
I don't think that was a mistake.
No, his photographer apparently was at the top of the escalator and it triggered it. It
Okay.
thought somebody was trying to go down the escalator the wrong way, so it stopped it.
Okay.
But he got mad and blamed liberals, and then Fox News went on and said it's the UN. It's look, you guys, even MAGAs can only put up with so much of this just ridiculousness, like acetaminophen, right? Like it's like pretty soon you can't take Tylenol. Do you think his people are going to not take Tylenol? I mean, don't you think at some point they're going to be like, wait a minute, wait a minute, you know, this is a bridge too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awful. And then I saw, I don't know if you saw the French president, he got stuck because of all Trump had all the roads closed. So he couldn't even get in. So he got out of his vehicle and was walking through the city, greeting people on camera and being like a celebrity with no big, huge fanfare. I mean, this whole thing, don't you think this thing hurt Trump overall?
Having all the streets blocked.
Well, just the whole UN thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was horrific.
Yeah.
But people were sitting there going, listening to him. Just, I ended all these wars. Everyone knows that he's insane.
Macron, thank you. Yeah, exactly.
He's insane. He didn't end all these wars. They're not stupid. They're not some full off the turnip truck last week. They know there aren't 7 wars ended.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just up there. He's like lost his mind.
Right.
The economy is great. He was talking like he lost his teleprompter, so he did a campaign speech because he only has reading a monitor or his campaign speech. The economy is great. Gas prices eggs are, and everybody loves me. And we got clean air, but we're not polluting but the EPA is, they're all, there's no climate change and we've got to get rid of the immigrants. I mean, they're sitting there. The immigrants are from their country and they're sitting there. I mean, it was like probably one of the worst speeches I've seen in a long time.
I think his are all the worst speech we've ever seen in a long time. Would you do a few? What's that?
How could you get worse than that? You can't.
I know. Well, he is the one that can beat his own worst record. There's no one else that can do it but him. I would be interesting if you could pull some cards on his cult. Do you feel like there's any movement of his followers away from him? What is the general energy of those people? The general energy of it.
Okay, because they split because some of them wanted the Epstein files out. And that's what CK was saying before he was shot. So there's that. Some of my family members that are MAGAs are like, I'm like, he's in the files, right? Yeah. Well, so they're like, even last year, they're like, we don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't try to convince them because some people, if they ask me something, I would, but I'm like, I don't need to get into an argument with somebody who's not going to listen. But anyway, how's the MAGA base holding up?
Yeah.
It looks tattered and torn and weak.
Nice.
Let's ask the cards because I don't want to put my own. They're fighting amongst each other. There's different messages. Their world is falling apart. Let me ask it this way. Has he lost followers? Wait, let's see what this says. They're still there. There's still followers there. But I would say, has he lost? Like when I look at a graph, it's like going wrong like this, and then it goes boom. I feel like has he lost followers or? Yeah, because they're seeing the economy is not good. He didn't fix it. If they don't know that he ended wars, they can tell if their groceries have not, and their businesses are shutting down, their farms. people, I read on States Turning Blue, now Mississippi says it's, they say Mississippi's in good play. Farmers are pissed. They're not because of the tariffs, you know?
Nice.
So, yeah, I feel like, I feel like he's lost a lot of support because people are just, you look at these town halls, you look at the polls, look at the elections we're winning. People are just, and so they're waking up, you know, they're having an awakening. Imagine if you believed with something with all your heart and all of a sudden you found out, wow, he won't release the Epstein files.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. There's still some support, but I feel like a lot of it is being propped up by corporations and people who are, you know, making money. So they're still, you know, on Fox News, but it's, how do you feel?
No, I feel like the same thing. And I feel like when you said you asked your MAGA family and they said we don't want to talk about it, that's a sign for me that they're done, that they can't defend it anymore. They can't even say stupid things. You know, the way they would used to say, oh, you're just crying liberal tears. They can't even come up with that. They're literally just saying, I don't want to talk about it. Or all politicians are the same. When you hear those things out of their mouths, that means that they're done.
Or
They
they'll
can't
come up with
support
me, but yeah, but Kamala did this. I'm like, no, she didn't. Okay, let's change the topic. You know, they didn't say he didn't. You know,
but they're not saying that. They're just saying I don't want to talk about it. So I think that whereas they're not willing to come out and say I was wrong, they're just going to melt into the woodwork. They're just going to get quiet. They're going to take their signs and their flags down. And that's why we're winning all these special elections. They don't want more of this. They can't survive more of this, right? So, you know, I really feel like he does not have the support. And I also feel like Johnson and a lot of these people have gotten to the point where they don't care. They feel like they've gerrymandered everything so much that it doesn't even matter. Like they don't even care about their constituents anymore. They're just going to ram it all down our throats.
Yeah, that's the only thing they have left to do is to cheat. So somehow steal it or cheat or send in troops so we can't have an election now, or, you know, gerrymander the crap out of everything, or change the voting machines. I saw this, what's that guy? Somewhere where these young guys that are tech people went on and they did these studies with different countries, and they were looking at the algorithms of the voting in swing states, and they're going like, and that's where they have the lawsuits. They're going like, this looks like something is wrong. So whatever they did, yeah, I feel like, and I feel like what's his name doesn't care either. He can stand up there and lie about, the economy is great and everybody loves me and the prices are down, but I don't feel like he doesn't care. He just wants to cheat.
Right. That's exactly
And I feel like some of them are being threatened.
Yeah.
I feel like Bondi was threatened.
I think a lot of them, this is like they're like a mob. It's a mob outfit, right? This what's running our country is the mob. So that's how they do things. They threaten to break your legs if you don't pay them. And that's what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
The guide said in my latest video, and it cracked me up because they said, well, once the bookie is gone, and I'm like, who's the bookie? And they're like, oh, your president. That's the bookie. That's like, once the bookie is gone, Congress people can quit, leave, they can vote their conscience because the mobster, the kingpin is gone, right? So that, I think maybe he doesn't have to be all the way gone. Maybe he just needs to be weakened. Maybe he needs to be shown to be weakened. And that can start with Johnson saying, hey, I'm going to vote against the president here because I feel like this is what I need to do for the American people. If he says that, you guys, that is it. That's what can Trump do after that? truly, what can he do? He really doesn't have the control he thinks he does.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, you know what I want to ask you, Sybil, can you read about, because I don't know, I'm low-key worried about it. Can you read about the economy, about the tariffs, and about just the rising prices? How do you feel like the economy is going to be between now and, say, the end of the year?
Oh, between now and the end of the year?
Or if you want to make it a different, if you want to do October, that's fine. I just was thinking about the big holiday season when usually people are spending money, and that, I don't know that I feel that that's going to be the case.
I saw that things were getting better in December because it's the holidays, you know.
But that would be the very end of people buy in October, November. So
it's going to be different for everybody. If you're already, check to check and you lost your job and you can't get your unemployment, I mean, and you don't have family, I mean, it's different for everybody. Okay?
Right.
If you have some savings, some other business you can turn to, or you start another business, like look at Jeep, they're American made. They're like going, yeah, party. So if you have, it depends on where you are and what state you're in and what business you're in. But that doesn't mean that it's okay, because that's not the American way, that we, lift each other up and that we're here for, and that it's fair for everybody, not just because you managed to somehow tweak out a deal or so it looks like we're going to be fighting. Some of us will win battles. I mean, it's just some of us will be like, okay, this business folded, but I started this, or I had some savings, or I sold the other house, or whatever. And so some people are going to the stock market still kind of, that's a whole nother thing, floating along. But this is what I really don't like, is that the people who are vulnerable are the ones that get kind of thrown under the bus, and it's really not. But I feel like by December, or overall, that's not great, but we're coming forward. We feel like we're in a better emotional place, where it feels like in the near future we're going to be fighting the GOP, fighting about the shutdown, fighting to get the healthcare back, fighting to keep people on the air. We have to be in the fight right now. But I feel like we're going to come out okay-ish.
That's good, though.
Okay-ish. I mean, it still means, but that's like, okay, that's not, the whole country is, in the depression or something. But I feel that's because we're fighting. We need to keep fighting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And then in December, it's hope. There's hope on the horizon, because that night is a slow energy. That's not a fast energy.
Yeah,
but
it's like an offer.
There's hope on the horizon. So I feel like that's good. That feels, I'm good for hope in December. I'm good for hope anytime.
Yeah, and then by next spring or summer, the energy changes again, where he might not even be there. And JD is, my guides told me very clearly, when I get a message like that, it's like 100%. He will be a powerless president. The Congress does not support him. He can't get anything done. So he's not going to be able to do all this stuff. The Project 2025, he's not going to be able to do it, because they're going to be, by then they're like, we're not doing all that anymore. Either they'll be gone, a lot of them will be gone, they'll be not running for re-election, or they're not doing it. So
yeah, and I feel like Vance, what I got for that last video was that Vance is hounded. He is disrespected and he's hounded. Like, I think all the things that we want, the justice that we wanted with Trump, we're going to go after Vance for. We're going to say, you were an accomplice. I think people are going to bring charges against him, either through impeachment or other ways. that are going to blow. I mean, it's bloodthirsty. Like they want Vance to pay the bill for everything that his buddy did. So I feel like it's going to be the worst year of his life, personally.
And you're right. He is going to be impeached because you know what? Yeah, and they're probably going to be convicted too.
It's
Because
going to be ugly.
yeah, people just don't like him. He has terrible energy, terrible astrology. Yeah, so it looks like he may be a 6-month president or something. Then
Yes.
who do we get?
I don't know what we do.
Oh,
I feel like, let me ask you that question. Do you feel like there's a potential or any energy at all around a presidential election in 2025, 25? Yeah, 25. Let's say 25.
that's this
They
year.
just said 26, but that doesn't make any sense either. But, next year we have an election, we have midterms. Do you feel like there's any energy around a presidential election around the midterms next year?
Well, let me ask this. When okay, so say he 45's out, we get Vance in there, Vance gets impeached, and if the Democrats have the House,
That's
doesn't the
true.
leader of the House
That's
become
true.
the president?
Well, Vance's VP would become the president. So Vance is going to pick Vance is going to but
Oh,
I
God. He has
but
that?
I don't think it
I
could
don't know
be.
who it is.
Well, it's interesting you said that. But I'll say this, if Vance picks one of the cabinet members, both of them are going down. There will be the whole
Okay.
cabinet will go down.
So say we get those guys impeached
Right.
and the Democrats are in, that's where we may have a Democrat step, because I remember I watched your videos
Thank
and
you.
I remember you saying like the White House empty or somehow the
Yeah.
Democrats stepping in or something. Like how that could be how it happens.
Yeah.
That
The
is
whole
a
cabinet goes
definite
down. Because the whole
possible.
cabinet is guilty, allegedly.
Yeah, Patel just sat up there and lied to Congress about the Epstein files.
Yes.
Like, is he in there 500 times? Is he in there 1,000
And
times?
Hexa,
Not that many times. Well, how many times? No, but not that many times. Well, then how many times? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I mean, he wouldn't answer that. So, I mean, I can't remember what it was too, but he lied. He sat there and lied.
right.
Have you released can you release the files? No.
Right.
Yes, you can. You're the FBI. Of course you can release the file.
Right.
So he
right.
lied.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, they're all okay.
So do you see any potential for a presidential election at all? Yes, no, maybe in 2025. And just tell me whatever you get, because when I say 25, my guides say 26. So whatever.
Okay, so in 2026, a presidential election?
I want to know what you say about 25. I really want to know what you say about next year.
This is 2025.
Oh, this is 2025. 26. No wonder the guides are correcting me in my
Yeah,
head.
because I'm like, I don't think it can happen in
26.
3 months.
Sorry, 26. No wonder my guides are screaming at me.
Yeah, that's okay. So in 2026, a presidential election.
Thank you, yes.
I see a Ukrainian flag.
Oh, good. We're going to have that would be awesome. Let's have Zelensky be our president. That'd be all right.
No, I don't think he's not. He can't be. Is there going to be a 2026 presidential election? I feel like there's they're stressed and worried. That would be a no, probably. There's something like it, like the removal of these people, and then I think but that's not an election where they could step in. I mean, actually, this is a yes. This is a possibility. It's a yes possibility. Interesting.
I mean, I know Kevin has seen a coalition government we could form some sort
That
of
would be if
temporary.
they're both, all the cabinets out, Vance
Yeah,
is
the
impeached.
whole thing is gone.
Then we come in, the Democrats who impeached him come in and form something. That's what I see. That's could be,
So it's
yeah.
not, but it's not through an election.
Well, maybe do we need that? When they maybe, because if all the
Depends.
Congress people, the Congress are moving up there, then there's elections to reelect who's going to be in their seat because they stepped into the president and the vice president, or there's a coalition, like you said, I guess a round table or a community of people step in because we've impeached everybody and everybody's a crook. Then I guess there could be an election, but I don't really know how that would work.
See, that's the thing. Kevin says he's not feeling an election in 2026. You guys, I mean, anything can happen right now. We've been through hell and back. We don't even know what our first last name is right now, honestly. Our Constitution has been shredded and drove over. So, but will the people, the American people in 2026, we find out that this whole cast of characters is corrupt and lying, and we make some kind of extrajudicial, right? We go outside of the lines and we say, all of you guys are being investigated. You have to exit. And we're going to what? Where does the will of the people, where does the Constitution fit in? We can't just get rid of the president and not have an election.
Okay. So I think we have like what Gavin Newsom's doing, but not in 2026, maybe more like 2028 or something. But like Gavin Newsom's doing with the redistricting, instead of just saying, we're redoing this, he's saying, let's have an election. I'm like, why? Why don't you just give an order to it?
Because
What?
the will of the people, because
Okay,
that's what Trump does.
All right. I understand why he's doing it. And so it feels like something like that, like a special election, like we say, okay, we've
I
impeached
hear
these
snap
people, and now we need
election.
a special election to
Yeah.
with what we're going to do, because all these cabinet positions they're not elected, they're appointed by the president. But it feels like something more like that, because the Democrats, of course, always have to be fair and follow the rule of law and the will of the people, and that's okay. So it feels like there could be something like that. Yeah, but I think Kevin's right. I don't feel like it's in 2026, but I feel like there could be something like that, like a change of the hands. And there definitely would be Congress elections, because those people would leave their seats to go be president and vice president if we got rid of Vance and his VP.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so I see so that's following the succession, right? So it's
Right.
like you're saying then the VP and the president are out, the speaker moves into the presidency. So what you're saying is that, God, I don't know if the Democrats are this smart, y'all. I mean, I would like to say, I really wish I could say it, but if the Democrats could wait till we win the midterms, we get somebody in who's the speaker, who's whoever that is, then we go after Vance, toss them out, and then we have our speaker ascend to the presidency. That would be brilliant.
Right.
I don't know that they have that kind of forethought or that kind of strategy in their brains.
We've got to vote, people in who are going to stand up to them, kind of like Gavin Newsom's not my favorite before, but now I'm like, yay, go Gavin Newsom.
I know, right? Me too, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, at this point,
up to them, and I think he could, but so people who are going to stand up to them, and I feel like we have some really good times coming, that we're going through this, and this is like, we won World War II, but this is like it's almost like we're in I don't know if I should say that word on your channel, so WAR in our country. We're in that right now, kind of, but it's not
I agree.
on the streets with guns so much. Well, there is some shoot, but it's more like we're in this fight, and I feel like we're going to a really good place after that. But these things don't happen overnight. They're not easy. And I know a lot of people, my channel too, are saying, I don't think we're going to last. I can't take it anymore. Well, we are. So
We are.
pull
We
your
are gonna laugh.
bootstraps up, get your ground on, get over whatever you need to do, because you
Yeah.
are going to last this long.
Yeah.
That's
Or
just
take a break, right? Unplug.
take a
Unplug
break.
from the news,
Yeah,
right?
if you can't, yeah. Yeah. So I just was reading this really lovely lady, and she lives in this little town in Northern California. And I'm like, oh my God, you're like, she goes, yeah, it's like Andy Mayberry here, which I don't know. Wait, I don't know if that's a good thing, but but it's like a simpler, like, oh, because like looking into her world, I was like, wow, wow, how did you do that? In like some little farming town somewhere in California, and she's still in yeah, but yeah, I think we're going. I don't think we're going back to some, the 50s or something, but I think we're going to create something new, because we have to. This is unsustainable. This is chaos and madness, and
That's
the
true.
people are standing up, and the people will fight back, and the people will win. We will win this.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. And now
And
that we've got more, more Democrats in Congress, somebody did ask about Citizens United, and there is a bill. There is a bill that the Democrats have put forth to address Citizens United and some other things.
finally,
Yes, finally, but they're doing it. You got to give them credit. And now I think that we're getting, we might, we might be at this very unique moment where Massey and MTG protest vote. Like they might vote for a bill like that just to stick it, put their elbow in this administration. So if the Democrats if we can get that bill, I really feel like we're at a place where something could happen that would be very surprising and really affect, all of us for a long time, decades. Yeah, it's really happening, you guys. Think the shift is really happening. It's really, really happening. We've won every special election. People are showing up. People are really empowered to make these things happen.
yeah, I feel like they're going to try to put it through quick, but I don't think it's going to quite. Oh, well, it's to stop the theft of our elections. That's what that bill is.
That'll work. I'll
So we
take
need
that.
to contact our representatives and tell them, we need to do this.
Yeah.
Contact our representatives, go out and vote. Oh, if you're in California, yes on 50, please. Yes. They put out, and that should be illegal, to get on there and lie and say that no
It
on
should be.
50 is for democracy.
Yeah.
I'm like, where do they find these people? They had Arnold Schwarzenegger on there saying no on 50. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's
Well, they
just,
write it so that the no means yes. They write it so that it's
they
very
just
confusing.
try to confuse you.
Yeah, that's
It's
exactly how
yes
they do it.
on 50. Yes. Yes. Yes on 50. But as far as that bill, do you see that going through for Citizens United?
I'm telling you, I think there's a chance. There's a snowball's chance in hell, but there's a chance. Okay. I really feel like we're in this place where these people could do something to send a message to the administration that we're taking our power back and we're going to vote for these Democrats just to screw you, right? And you're right, Maria, who says, I feel MTG is just positioning herself to be on the winning team after the turd goes down. Absolutely, you guys, they're all going to do that. They're all going to rewrite their brand. They're all going to say, I never said that. And they're going to recreate their identity out of whole cloth. Absolutely. But that's how they stay in power. But that's the important thing. If MTG is starting to pivot so she can keep her power, that tells you unequivocally that he has less power. She wouldn't be going against him if he was in his full power. She sees a weakness there and she's pivoting against him. That's why I think this bill has a little chance, because these people are trying to push back and they'll do it any way they can. To them, they think, yeah, we'll pass this bill. Give us 5 years, we'll take it back. Look what they did with abortion. They have long memories. They don't just think about right now. They'll vote for you right now, all the while knowing 5 years down the road they're gonna vote against you, or they're gonna take you out some kind of way. You know,
I
that's
kind of
how we
feel,
have to think.
yeah, yeah,
Go
long
ahead.
term, yeah. But I kind of feel like, especially MTG, but Bobart too, they're kind of like high school mentality. And
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like they didn't get enough attention from the president, and what's her name? She was standing at
true,
an airport and he just went off the plane and walked
true,
back right by her. So I
true.
feel like she wanted a cabinet
She's
position or something,
scorned.
and she didn't get that. And so
Yes,
she's kind of like that. Like if he would have buttered her up, he maybe
that's
still
right.
could,
That's true.
scary, because I feel like she could flip back if
Yeah,
she felt buttered up enough, but she's not getting that. I don't feel like they're really in the right place. They're more like fighting because they get to post things and be angry and be is it really that she's against what happened with Epstein?
no, I think she has new money backers. I think some new money.
Oh, the money
Or
backers told her what to do, because some people are not stupid and they're saying you need to get out of this. This,
that's right.
this ship is
There's
sinking.
the money has shifted against Trump too. This is what these are all
Ah,
important cracks.
ah,
All very
yeah,
important.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and MTG doesn't do nothing unless somebody's paying a bill, right?
Okay,
Like you got
okay.
to pay to
There you
play.
go.
So I feel like there's money that's shown up behind her, and
Okay.
she has looked at the money, looked at Trump, looked at them, and said, "I'm putting my bet on the
Yep,
money,"
yep,
because she's a streetwise person. She's
yeah.
like, "I think they're going to win. I'm going with those people."
Boba's got a
And
little
she's also
something too.
scorned, as you said. She's also a scorned woman. She wants to
Yeah,
make him
yeah.
pay. And I'm telling you, that woman will be standing. God, I hope not. This is the scariest picture I think I've ever seen. She's going to be standing next to Liz Cheney, MTG, standing next to Liz Cheney, going, "Yeah, yeah, we're investigating you. We're doing a Jan 6 investigation on you." I mean, it's going to be crazy. Like when I see that, I'm just going to have to check out.
Wait,
It's
she's gonna turn on
She's
Cheney?
gonna be with Liz Cheney against Trump. She's gonna she's,
Oh, okay.
everybody's gonna switch horses because they feel like that's a better horse. That's a better
Yeah.
outcome.
Well,
She
Bobart's
is
been taking
rebranding
some money.
herself.
I see
What's that?
Bobart taking some money, saying, I
Oh
got some
yeah.
money too.
Allegedly and for entertainment purposes only on everything. But yes,
Right.
Bobert is doing some things too. And they don't even like each other, but somehow they're on the same side against it's everybody's switching up. But that's
Yeah.
important. That's him. That tells you something, you guys. Pay attention to these things because it tells you the orange turd is losing his power.
There's the name. I've been asking you the whole show what the name is.
That's one of them.
Okay.
I mean, the money isn't really drying up for him, Jennifer, because he's made unbelievable amounts of money while he's been in office, which is illegal. But what is happening is that external money, the old money, the oligarchs, the American oligarchs, those people are starting to put their money on outside forces against him. But that's an important thing,
Yeah.
really.
So I feel like there's this rebellious energy.
Oh,
And
nice.
we are, when you think about it, we came from a lot of the people who settled this country came from England to get away
I know.
from the king, and we were, a lot of us, outlaws and rebels. And so we have this fighting spirit. Americans are not, because I saw this Australian lady and I love her work, but she was, after the election, she was saying, well, I'm going to keep reading because I guess the Americans are going to go offline now because you can't be doing that now that he's in there. I'm like, no, no, we're not going to go away and be quiet, disappear into the shadows. No, no. And the more of us stand up and fight back and talk back or whatever, they can't get everybody. There's power in numbers.
Yeah,
And
that's
so,
right.
and I don't feel like Bobert or MTG are any, they're just being rebellious for their own
That's right.
selfish reasons. But
That's
all
right.
of us standing up, and that affects their donors. They're looking at this like, yeah, his ratings are really bad. The Epstein files, the everything, people are gathering in large groups. I don't know if we're supposed to say that word. Large groups. There's going to be a large one on the 18th of October, I hear.
Just be careful because the astrology is bonkers, right? It's really not good as far as like tempers and quick actions that could result in violence. Be really careful out there, you guys. I mean, do what you're going to do, but just be very careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember back in the 60s, I was young. I didn't care. I was out there, power people and all that, and in the streets and stuff. I'm like, oh God,
not again, right? Not again.
I do my part, but I don't know. And I admire, people getting out there, and that's what we're about. There's this rebellious energy. Yeah, but stay out of trouble. Susan's right. When you just pay attention to, if you feel like the energy's off, or you start to, like tell somebody where you're going to be, if you just pay attention to where you are and what, like if they tell you to disperse, you probably should disperse and not try to see if you can go to jail.
Yeah, I wouldn't be pushing anybody because they're trigger happy, and the energy is just going to push everything over some sort of line that you may not. Everywhere. No, not even at a protest in your
grocery store.
Yeah, I was just going to say the parking lot at the grocery store. Anywhere, the best recourse is to just walk away. Don't get in a verbal argument. This is not the time. It's just not. People are not well.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing with my family members. They come at me with something and I go, well, around like, what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, they just want to get into an argument because they're angry and they want to lash out. I'm like, I'm
not going to play that game with you.
Serve any purpose.
Yeah. I'm not going to play that game with you.
Yeah.
Is there any last question you guys have? We have to go pretty soon. Is there one question that we didn't talk about that anybody really wants us to ask? For sure, go do your civic duty on, October 18th or whatever it is you guys are saying, the No Kings, October 18th. Yes, go do it, but stay on the sidelines. I wouldn't be on the front line, and just know things can change very quickly. Comey indictment, huh? Comey indictment. Is Comey going to be indicted? I hear yes, but I think the problem is when. I don't know about the when. It seems like a delay. It seems like a delay and then a quick, kind of situation.
Yeah, well, he lied to Congress, so that was low-hanging fruit there.
That's true.
You can't, sorry, but
well, several of them have.
Any last words? I'm getting take really good care of yourself, like Susan usually says. I'm getting a card of yoga, like doing breathing, stretch your body. Because when you listen to all this, especially before bed, you're like, ooh. So try to get some body work done, do some walking or some stretching. So I'm getting body work because we don't want to hold this energy, with tight muscles, and then you end up having, a physical issue in my neck or whatever, back. And then forgive yourself because you didn't do this. This is their awakening. This is their battle.
That's true.
I remember you saying that, Susan, in one of your videos. This is their fight with the Epstein, whatever. We know that. They don't know that. But so forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. And yeah, you're just, because we're all kind of like being collectively abused. We're all in an abusive relationship right now.
That's true.
And I've been in those before, been there, done that. So there's something to be that we're learning. And afterwards, when you look back, you'll go, wow, years from now, how did we ever do that? We did it. But everything that we do matters now, how we take care of ourselves, what we're learning from this, how we're evolving as a species, and pay attention to your family. Like you say, community. Susan always talks about community. Connect with your family, your town, be in your community. Like I was talking to that lady today in this little town, like we can make that for ourselves. We don't have to be living in hell, then we've given our power away. So we don't want to give our power away. Yes, and so it's like we're walking the razor's edge. We're informed, we're taking action, but then we're paying attention. When do I need to take a break and come back to, I walked up on the hill today and I saw 2 doves and I'm like, oh, that's the answer.
Nice.
The answer is peace.
Nice.
We are coming to a place of peace, and this is what happens before that. So bring the peace into you. You be the light of peace within you as much as you can. Don't beat yourself up, but breathe and find that within yourself. And then it ripples out to everybody around you, because we all need that. We all need support. We're all going through this together. And right now we still have our voices, and thank God we have platforms like this still, but we're all in this together. So that's what I would say. Pay attention to your body.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I really feel like, look, she got a great card for December. There's hope on the horizon. We didn't get the tower. We didn't, there's so many cards that we could have gotten in December that would have been, well, but no, we got a really good, hopeful card for December. And I feel like November is going to be better. I think December is going to be better. I think we're going to have a change of regime. I think we're going to have an opportunity to see justice in action with Vance. After the guides told me yesterday what they were going to do to Vance, I'm excited now. I'm like, let's do this, right? Like, I think we want to see justice. We need to see justice. And if we can't take it out on 45, then we're going to take it out on the next best thing, which is Vance. So I think next year you're going to see a Jan 6, investigation, but it's going to be on Vance and that whole cabinet. And I tell you, I see them trying to run. I see them trying to hide, like Hegseth, all these people that can step down. You can't run. You can't hide. The guides just said the long arm of the law is going to find them. That's going to be our front seat theater for next year. That's what we're going to be doing for next year. We're going to have all of our, needs for justice being met. And I think overall, the MAGAs are going to sit back and pretend like it's not happening. They're not going to be in our face the way they were in the past, because they're going to need the prices to come down. They got a full face of MAGA, ideas and outcomes. They don't want that anymore. So I feel like that's good. I feel like we have things to look forward to. But like Sibyl said, if we don't take care of ourselves, we're going to be sick. We're not going to be able to really do our part in reimagining a new America, a new United States of America. So I'm happy. I my whole attitude switched after they showed me what we were going to do to Vance. Like, let's do it. And I don't think he's going to be in office longer than 3 months, 6 months. I don't think he's going to be in there for a year. But we'll see how that all works out, right? Like, who knows what could happen, but I really feel like it's going to be a big surprise. And then lastly, I just want to, Sibyl, you have some classes coming up?
Yeah, I'm doing a deep dive in dream work and shamanic healing October 4th. So that's coming up. It's on my website. And then I have a past life regression where I'm teaching past life regression. And that's going to be November after your big event. Well, I'm going to be, but mine's on Zoom. Yours is in person. But so November 22nd. So those are all on my website.
Which is sibylharmony.com.
Right. We're going to be learning past life regression. It's only like 30, or I think it's $44, something like that.
Nice.
And it's a 2-hour class, but you will learn how to do a past life regression for yourself and for others. I trained under a lady who trained with Dolores Cannon.
Nice.
So that's going
Nice.
to be awesome. So
Yeah. That is going to be super awesome. You guys, she's a great teacher. She's been at Connect to Empower for 2 years. This is her third year. This is my third annual Connect to Empower in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So if you're interested in seeing us in person, there's a few tickets left, and you can find that at susanlynnmedium.com. I also have a class coming up this weekend, this Saturday, on Phoenix birth and death and rebirth and transformation. So if you're interested in my classes, check out susanlynnmedium.com. If you're interested in Sibyl's classes, check out sibylharmony.com. These are inexpensive classes. Mine's 33, hers is 44. Take whatever it is, like if it's free YouTube channel, whatever it is, unplug from this politics for the next month, because the next month is going to be nothing but sound and fury. What is that? What is that thing? Sound and fury signifying nothing, right? Something like that. The guides are saying it's not our work. Take classes, go
get off
online
the
and
roller coaster ride.
get off the roller coaster ride. Get into nature before winter comes in, right?
Right.
Go do free things, free Reiki. Kevin was on my channel last night doing a free Reiki healing.
Oh,
Check that out. You can literally listen to that anytime and get that benefit. It's on my other channel, which is Susan Lynn, Spiritual Way Shower. I have two channels, right? Susan Lynn, Spiritual Way Shower. So, that's free. There's lots of options for you guys to take care of yourselves, right? There's not a lot of money. There's free, there's inexpensive. Please take good care of yourself.
okay.
Okay.
So there's spiritual navigator and then spiritual way shower.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So just
Thank
so
you for clarifying
this
that.
channel is spiritual navigator, and
Yes.
then the other one is spiritual way shower.
That's correct. Thank you, Sibyl. That's awesome. Yeah, appreciate it.
And I'm so excited to go to the event. I love those, and each year is even new and improved better. So it's so good to be with that amazing energy. It's just awesome.
Thank you
It's
for
life
coming.
changing. I love it.
Yeah, this is how I know she's a great teacher. Well, besides we've taught together, but she's a great teacher. You guys don't sleep on Sibyl Harmony's classes, especially at these prices, because this is learning your own past life regression is extremely helpful. Those past lives can sneak up and take kind of a lot of energy in your current life. They shouldn't be, but they do kind of on the down low. So if you know what's going on, you can sort that out and you can say, no, this is 2025. I'm not going to be accepting that. So,
Yeah. Well, a lot of times we've been working on the same lesson for different lifetimes,
oh,
and
for
it shows
real,
up in different ways.
for
And so if
real.
you can go back and look at it and go, okay, that's what happened, or that's why
Yes.
I'm with those people, or that's why I'm broke, or that's why this keeps
Yes.
happening.
Yes.
Because then you can look at it and go, oh, and really part of our awakening and healing is to know thyself.
Yes.
Like, who are you? When I started doing past life regressions, I was like, oh, that's why I'm so weird and different from everybody. Well, not everybody. I found other people who are weird and different. And, my grandkids would go, you're really weird and different. And before I would be like, okay. Now I'm like, yes. I've been
I'm
many
supposed to
lifetimes
be.
looking for my who I am, my authentic self, and I found that, and it's different, and that's a good thing.
That's empowering.
And then it gives other people permission to like, oh, that's a good thing. I'm like, yeah, it is. Oh, and you can be who you are too. But who are you? That'll be your theme at the thing. Your
my party. We're
your life
having a
path.
costume party.
Are we doing your life path at the event?
Archetype. It's archetype and spirit guides.
Oh, who are your
So
archetype?
dress up as your archetype or your spirit guide.
Oh, okay. I thought the theme of the whole thing was your life path.
Oh no, the thing of the whole thing. I thought you were talking about the party. Yes, the thing of the whole thing is your life path. Yes, that's true.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
That's important to know.
No, it's very important.
Why are you here?
Know thyself is so important, you guys.
Yeah.
Look, you guys are out living your life right now. You can be a millionaire, you can make more money, you can find love. None of this is blocked because of an orange turd. To be honest with you, none of this is blocked because of an orange turd. If we let him block it, then yes, but let's not. Let's
Yeah.
not let him block it.
Yeah,
Let's
take
go
back
out and
control.
find our own happiness and our own brilliance. Because when we raise our vibration and we're happier, so are everybody around us. And eventually, if enough of us did that, the orange turd couldn't even exist because we would have raised the vibration so high.
Yeah.
Literally run him out of town on a high vibration train chasing him. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. We have to run, but thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate you so very much. And I appreciate you too, Sibyl. Thank you.
Oh,
And
thank
you guys
you.
all take care.
You guys are awesome. Thanks for all everybody who showed up, and thank you so much. Sending you lots of love.
Absolutely.
All
Take good
right.
care, everybody. Bye.